What's up, everybody? Episode 58 coming at you. It's DCPC. We got another repeat guest. You know, COVID times. We're trying to get some familiarity back in the building. We got Hundo up in this. And
Hundo's here.
The dude is looking strong.
Man.
What are you doing over there, Hundo? This guy's getting it.
What's up? How's it going, guys?
Oh, he's ready to rip tater
Thanks
chip.
for having me back.
Oh, it's going to be a good one, man.
Some major energy over here.
Just warming up, getting this pump going. You guys keep it going.
This is some good DCPC energy coming into the building for episode 58, man. We're excited.
It is, man. And, you know, I've been loving this hat. You know, I've been wearing it all the time almost. And, you know, we're brought to you by Wild Outdoor Adventures. That's WOAMEET.com. That's where you go online. You check it out. It's a place where you could go to see all the different activities in Colorado for activities like hiking, you know, walking around the city. I'm sure they do some city walks, or is it mainly
anything outdoors, man?
Yeah.
These guys cover it all. That's WOAMEET.com. It's free to sign up, and they're always offering great outdoor activities to bring people together. Veteran-specific programs, Hope for Teens, singles, bringing people together. It's an innovative company, getting people outdoors, doing a little bit of working out. Maybe Hundo can, you know, join their page and start a little workout thread or something. They're always open to new ideas, man. That's what's great about WOA.
Absolutely. And it's a Colorado company, so this is not something that's national, but if you're from out of state and you want to just kind of see Colorado with veterans that have been out there doing it before and know the good trails, you know, this is the place that you want to go. And also they have blogs, so if you have questions, you could go ahead and start a, you know, Colorado Hiking Trail blog questionnaire, and that way people can give you information and help you, you know, have the best hike possible.
Absolutely. You know, the old saying, knowledge is power. Well, this is a great place to gain some knowledge for some Colorado outdoors, you know, some 13ers, some 14ers, whatever you want to do. You know, WA has your interests in mind. Mm-hmm. Get on there, sign up for free. Most of these trips are completely free unless there's overnight, you know, rental equipments or overnight stays, what have you. Just contingent on what they're doing. For the most part, it's not going to cost you anything, guys.
Yeah. So absolutely jump on there, and that is less dreaming and more exploring.
That's right. Let's get into this thing, man. It's episode 58. We got Hundo back in the building.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Man, we weren't expecting that little that intro pump there.
Sorry, I had to put the guns away. I got a warning. All right.
Yeah. Hey, we're Pro 2A here, so
good deal.
Let the bald eagles fly is what I say.
We'll conceal them halfway for now.
Yeah, that's the first, man. That's the first
that is
time
first.
We've had somebody working out for the whole ad read. It kept it interesting for sure.
About time.
Yes. Hell yeah. It's always the first time for everything, man. So, well, it's crazy times everywhere. You know,
absolutely.
Every week we turn on the news. There's more and more crazy things. We show up to these podcasts like, what do we really want to dive into all the news? You know, it's like everybody knows what's going on. Mm-hmm. You know, let's keep this positive.
So exactly. It was last October, man. We had you on. You actually gave us some good, insightful stuff on like, you know, core body temperatures, about eating habits, about you know, mentalities, like. So that was a good episode, man. Like, how you been since October?
I've been absolutely great, guys. I'm glad to be back. It's good to see you guys. I'm healthy as ever. Been training extra hard. I've been doing a lot of powerlifting, a lot of power bodybuilding, working out in the garage, making sure to stay busy during quarantine, you know.
Sure.
Making sure to put all my time at home to good use. Probably been training close to anywhere from 2 to 3 hours every day, 7 days a week. Non-stop. Wow. So I'm just, you know, it takes up a lot of my time, but you know, I'm just going ham in my fitness and making sure I can lead by example. I'm still coaching, still giving people nutritional advice. For the viewers that don't know anything about me, that's one thing that I do. I'm a health coach. I know a lot about nutrition. I know a lot about, you know, the human body and the food that goes into it to make it healthy. I know a lot about exercise science, powerlifting and bodybuilding, as well as many other types of physical activity. So, you know, any questions anybody has, I'm here to answer them. I'm here to talk about whatever you guys want.
Sure.
I've been absolutely phenomenal. Working on music. I'm also a rap artist. I've been working on tunes, trying to put out a couple albums this year, make it all original. I actually have, I think, probably close to 7 mixtapes out now that are all like a conglomeration of songs that I've done on other people's beats, and, you know, a lot of stuff that's not technically, you know, 100%
Hundo.
Be able to call mine. So I'm working on a couple albums, get some 100% original content out, and then
That's difficult, man, because I used to be heavy in that, and I still have that calling. Like I've spoken about this
right,
before.
We were talking about it last time. If you remember, we got to get on a track together.
We
so
do,
I hope you
man.
didn't forget about that.
We do.
Article
man.
on Hundo on a track. That'd be terrific.
There's something super satisfying though, and challenging though about like making the beat, having every little noise sound just right.
It is.
But then once that beat's done, you're like, oh,
exactly.
There's that feeling, and then once you get the right lyrics on there,
it's awesome.
It
and honestly,
amazing.
That's how I started, because I started making music in 6th grade. And from the get-go, I started by making my own techno beats. I started on FL Studio. I cranked out my own techno beats, and then I started adding little words like, yo, hey, yeah, you know, like a little
hype
beat
noises.
there. They'll come in and be like, dying, you know, and I'd be showing my friends, and I'd be like, you know, this is good, but I think you need to add more words.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, all right. So I'd start to come up with a little poem, and then a little poem evolved into a rap, and then before I know it, and I was, you know, full on making my own rap songs.
Yeah.
And they were always on, you know, my own beats. Actually, you know, technically my first 2 or 3 albums I came out with are original songs. They're just very outdated, you know, so
Sure.
just not material I want to use to represent myself now, but it's all original. And there was some
Good throwback
point that I
stuff
reached.
once you hit it
yeah,
big.
exactly. Some point I reached in high school where I decided I needed to spend less time on, you know, because it takes longer. So it might take me 5 times as long to come out with an entire album full of original content, rather than if I hear a beat at school, and then I can come home and just whip up a verse to it, and I'll be done with it that night, and then I can start putting out songs every day, because that's really what I've started doing, is trying to put out songs every day to try and build more traction, and build more of an audience to my music.
Yeah.
And then when I have more of an audience, that's when I'll decide to release a lot more original content.
So when you're in the composition process, do you typically have an idea in your head lyrically before the beat, or do you do the beat and then do
Honestly,
the lyrics?
it's hard to do that. I found when I try and come up with an idea for a song, like, you know, I want to make a song about loving wearing my Converse, you know what I'm saying? And like you get a very specific feel and vibe to it, and then it becomes very hard to find the perfect beat for it, or even make the perfect beat. Because if you know anything about producing, and I'm sure you know something about this, you'll have a melody in your head, you have everything in your head, but then an hour and a half later, when you finally created the beat and you hit play, it's like an entirely different song than what you started out trying to create. So it just becomes a disaster trying to match that. So I've found the best way is to let the melody speak to me as far as what I want to write to it. So
that's
I always
typically how
like
I write.
to start with the beat, and then depending on what that beat is talking to me, and then I'll just start writing on.
You've kind of got to feel the vibe and set the melody a little bit.
Out of like, I did like 80 songs, something like that. And I keep saying this, I need to put it out there.
Yeah, where is this
where are these
old
ghost tracks?
mixtape that's just like...
Where the hell is it? But like, I only made one song where it was like I had the lyrics, and then I made the beat off of the lyrics, and it actually turned out really good. But my biggest challenge when I was doing the production stuff is like I would do my very best to record every single song the exact same, levels the same, everything the same.
Yeah.
But whenever I would mix and master it, and then, you know, you go through the tracks to see how everything sounds together, and then one would be lower or higher, and it's just like, how?
Exactly.
You know, so that's I think was my biggest challenge, is to make every song the same level.
That's honestly one of the reasons that I like to make music by like 100% me in my own, either at my house or in my own studio, because in the past, my experience has been the second you step into somebody else's studio, whoever's it, even if it's a, you know, $500,000, $1 million equipment worth studio, you know, you have producers in there that have been producing for 10 years, audio engineers, everything you need. That always doesn't equate to an awesome recording, because they might not know exactly how you record, or exactly how you like your vocals to sound and stuff like that. Because I can't tell you how many times I've been forced to pay professionally for professional recording, and I'm not at all satisfied with the end product
result
versus what I'm able to put out myself. And that's just because I can listen to it, you know, 500 times and critique it and go back to the studio, fix it, and I'm not hurting anybody's feelings. But
That's true.
when somebody else has done it
And
for
you're
you,
paying for that,
taking the time,
you know?
you're paying for it. There's only so many times you can be
Tell 'em
like,
to hear it
hey,
again.
I'm not really satisfied with this. Can you redo it? Because after like 1 or 2 times, you start becoming an asshole, and then it turns into this thing where you're forced to take a subpar product that you're not happy with, that you ended up paying more for. And it's just like,
and as an artist,
horrible.
like, we nitpick the shit out of it to like
Of
where
course.
you're sick of hearing your song by the time it's ready. Like you're like
And
tired of hearing
what
it.
you'll notice is a lot of these new mainstream artists, they're able to produce good music, but it's hard to convert it to a live performance, because when they're in the studio recording it, there's a lot of cuts, there's a lot of different manipulation that
Some
needs to be
dubs that
done.
go in there.
Yeah, dubs, whether they want to add, you know, auto-tune or pitch correction, some type of pitch correction VST on their vocals to fix it, just to make it sound perfect and everything perfect. Then you got to go to the stage and perform that. It's like, how are you supposed to do that live in one take? That's why.
Do you auto-tune? Because I never.
No, well, there's definitely some music where I've used voice filters, auto-tune, stuff like that, because I've made so much music at this point where I've tried to make other different types of music. But 90% of my library are songs that are designed for me to be able to do the whole verse one take. So I'll write the verse, or if there's multiple verses, I want to be able to do them both in one take. That way the recording is the exact same. The levels are there's not a lot of editing and post-production work that needs done with the vocals
if you
themselves.
do it all in one take.
Because everything is perfectly, because I found myself like trying to cut corners in the beginning, doing different cuts and different takes, and I'll just say I'll edit it together, and but what you find is there's the smallest little mistakes you can make.
Yeah.
You may not hear right when you put the song out, because you're excited to hear it and stuff like that. But later, after you've listened to it 100 times in your car, or you're showing your friends, it like starts to eat at you alive.
Then you
I've got to fix that mistake. That's all I hear now. And so
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
a never-ending process, really. Yeah.
It's beneficial, and not only that way, but it's also beneficial when it comes to performing, because then when I go to perform it, I'm able to. The way that I recorded it at home is this essentially the same way you perform it live for an audience, So like, that's why I don't like to make a lot of songs that may be like quiet recording, like, yeah, every time that I do this, I'm gonna get up on the mic and I'm gonna do shit. It's like, because then when you're on stage, people are gonna have to be pretty quiet in the crowd. It's gonna be harder to hear you, but it's different if every recording you're doing is like, yo, what up? My name's HUNDO. Get up on the mic and I rip it, then I spit it. And so like every time you bring it to the mic, it's the same volume, because when you go to that level, it's like you can't really go higher than that, or else you're screaming or hurting your voice, and you're not really comfortable going lower than that.
Sure.
It's just becomes
staying in your range.
Yeah, it just becomes easy. So I've definitely found that helps in live performance. But what hasn't helped is I like to rap fast and spit a lot of words. So
you got to take a breath.
And I have a lot of songs. Well,
yeah.
Not just that I have to take a breath. I'll train for that. Like what I'll do is I'll go on jogs, and I'll do like a live performance while jogging. And even though it's hard and I sound out of breath, every time I do it, the better I get at doing it while jogging. It's like doing it while performing is like an entirely different world, because even if I'm moving around, it's nothing like the cardiovascular taxation that puts on my body is like straight doing a jog nonstop. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I'll definitely, that's fine, but it's memory. And it's interesting because we were talking about this before we started the podcast, the sixth sense that we have, and I think it kind of goes in alignment with what I call floodlight consciousness. And it's basically, you have two types of consciousness: floodlight consciousness and spotlight consciousness. And so spotlight consciousness is in alignment with intelligence and like reading and stuff where you have to really hone in on exactly what you're looking at and analyze it with your brain and make a very solid, intelligent connection with what's going on. But floodlight consciousness is more in alignment with your sixth sense, because it's more or less what musicians have when they, are making music and stuff like that.
Like it just kind of comes in.
Because your consciousness is not spotlight focused on what your fingers are doing necessarily, or stuffs like that. You kind of go into what they call a flow state, right? Because you're just flowing, and you're not even really your consciousness is spread into a floodlight. It's not focused on one spot, and so that's exactly how I have to remember all my verses. So the second that you get nervous, that's why a lot of people forget their stuff when they get nervous, is because you change your consciousness from floodlight to spotlight, because you start spotlighting the words you're saying in the moment and thinking about them, and that's not how you remember a verse, and that's not how you do music. You go into a flow state and you get comfortable, and then it's like everything just starts coming out. And that's what I'll notice is like I can remember almost all my lyrics when I'm in that flow state and just comfortable doing it. But when I'm on stage, and it takes a lot of focus, and if I get my focus broken or something and I get locked into a spotlight consciousness, that's when I start forgetting words. And I have songs that have tons of different words. I have like a verse that's like, shit, I gotta get up, I gotta forget it, gotta get rid of it, gotta get into it, because if I don't, I'm gonna get sick of it. Gotta get all the Benjamins, gotta get all my friends again, show them that I'm the best, and I'm about to hit them like cinnamon. Get them in and spin them and fill them in on the minimum. Dealing with the opinion of 700 billion individual thoughts, of taking pills that are killing them quicker than from disease, of chemicals that they're filling them in. So it's like, and it's that song in specific is called 100 Bars, and that goes for like 2.5-3 minutes straight of that nonstop.
Wow.
So it's like
I couldn't do it.
when I get up there to perform that, it's like it definitely is kind of like a mental barrier, and it's like, okay, I got to get in that floodlight and I got to just go with it and just let it all come out. And then but there's still moments where I forget and mess up.
Oh yeah, I experienced that when I was on stage doing the Ridge Runner stuff. Repetition is the mother of skill. One of the things I always like to say. So the more we practice, the better we get. But there were still times I get distracted, and I'm like, oh shit, am I in the second verse, third verse? So I can relate to that a little bit. But
And it helps when you're actually performing with other people.
oh yeah, because
They're there to like back you up and shit like that.
right,
But
right.
when it's a one-man show and
I couldn't do it, I don't
you
think.
don't even have a DJ and you're just up there with your phone like, all right, here we go, guys, here we go.
Yeah,
You're just playing the
see,
song.
back when I was doing it was a while ago, so I used to like make a separate mix on a CD.
And that's
where it was
smart. That's the good
performing
about timing
mix,
it out.
and then it would have a couple dubs in there where I know I would lose breath.
Yep.
And so that way the dubs would hit in that moment, so that way I knew I could take a breath here and then hit this verse again. And
That's
like,
so funny.
So it was
That's
structured
actually,
for
that's how
performance.
so I started, like I said, I started doing music in 6th grade and was contacted by this company called Afton. It was either Afton Entertainment or like Big Time Entertainment, right? Mm-hmm. And if you were doing music back when MySpace started, you probably were contacted by these same guys because they were like this big scam company that were going around. They do this. This scam still exists. It's pretty much the pay to play, and it's not 100% a scam, but like honestly, there's a like as a small time artist with almost no following, if you want to go and perform, essentially you can pay to perform.
Yeah.
But that's all you're going to be doing is paying to perform for whoever you can get to come watch you, right? It's not like you get put on to some, there are times where you do get to open for people and you perform for a large crowd, but ask anybody who's been to any show. Openers might interest you a little bit. If they're good about fucking posting their name, they got it visually, it rings, it happens to just glue it to yourself, to your fucking drunk memory. 5 hours later when you get home, you might YouTube it. You might follow them.
I used to do some karaoke nights. I would just go into the karaoke night.
I remember those nights.
And I'd be like, I have my own song for karaoke.
Yeah. That's genius, dude. That's
it's stage time, right?
Dude, it was fun.
Genius.
I used to have some good times.
I remember filming you doing that.
You probably end up getting a higher conversion rate from something like that than you would a classic show, because people that are at shows, they're honestly just there to see who they're mainly there to see. They're drunk a lot of times, so it's like, even if you fucking kill it, it's like you're not all of a sudden like, wow, there's 200 people watching me, I'm gonna have 200 new fans tonight. It's it's such a hard conversion rate, and even then, you're paying to perform, and it's like I started with this scam since it's 6th grade. It was my first performance ever, is like how this all went about, because they contacted me and said, okay, we're going to get you set up. We're going to send you your tickets. They made me feel so official because they sent me pre-printed PDF tickets with my name on it and everything.
You're like, I'm going to make it.
I'm going to be big time,
like,
right? And so I go to fucking, Copy Max or whatever. I get these tickets printed up. So right then and there, I'm spending money to get tickets printed up. And then they're like, all right, you got to get 30 of those sold minimum.
Yeah.
To have like basically slot choice, right? So I tried to sell a ticket to everyone in my family. I think I only got like 18 to 20 tickets sold. I turn them the tickets in the night of. They tell me, well, you're trash for only selling 18 to 20 tickets, so you don't, you're probably going to perform last. And I'm like, well, when's last? And they're like, I don't know, maybe like 11:30. And I was like, well, I told my entire family and everybody that was going to come watch me to perform, I was going to go on at like 6, 7, what I mean? So of course everyone's there at around that time, standing around waiting for me to go on. Everyone leaves by the time I go on at like 11:30. It was ended up being a super horrible performance, in the fact that it was like nothing but like the most ghetto hood rap people of 5 Points that were like watching me perform on this like rap night. And I'm like a 6th grader. I was up there in like these weird lime green shorts, and I was like rapping my little bars, and I was saying shit that could have sounded like it was like possible. I said something like about to slap them all or something, and this guy literally, like this huge Mexican dude, literally yells out to me, and he goes, "Why don't you come and slap me then?" And then like stuttered me up, and I was like,
we all have that moment.
I was like, I'm not gonna slap anybody. I'm just rapping.
Yeah. It's just part of the performance.
Super embarrassing, dude. And
yeah.
So it gets tough, and
that's funny.
That honestly, I forget kind of why I brought that up. I think I get
well, it's just, that's how you get that's how you step into the game, man.
Just getting that experience,
It is, exactly.
in the trenches, taking grenades.
Got to get your feet wet.
Getting
what I
out.
mean?
You got to get beat up a little bit.
And the truth is, that's the truth about performing, is it doesn't matter if you're performing for 10 people or 100 people or 100,000 people. One, that doesn't matter because you can't let that get in your head. You can't let what's going on with the actual you're performing no matter what. So you're either going to go and do a performance or you're not. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you got to get locked in there, and then you got to learn to control that shit. You know, you got to learn to run that bitch because people on the fucking ground are looking at you and they're wanting you to run that shit. They can see your confidence. They can see the slightest stutter. That's why when you mess up and shit like that too, just go with it. Don't ever fucking
just own it.
Ever
just own
pay
it.
attention.
You gotta expect to
Just
fumble
go
and
with
fall,
you could
man.
honestly, and it's what I'm saying, you could purposely mess up really, really obviously, but then because you know you're doing it on purpose, it's going to be easier to do it confidently, and you'll be surprised. People, it's like they went in
really
their
care.
eyeballs, but it doesn't even register. It's like
I don't care because it didn't register to you. Like
exactly, they're like, this guy's feeling it. It's
Doing the
it's
pod,
all about just
and then-
having fun and just not getting in
I
your
stumble
head for sure.
all the time. Like I mess up the ad reads on the podcast.
Yep.
And
and
like,
they're still paying us. So
we do it live. Like we're not editing that. And I know.
I want to apologize real quick if I'm just drinking this water and realizing that the fucking bottle's like popping. So if it's a little loud in the mic,
We're doing
ready.
things in here.
Hopefully,
there's
it's
always
not
things
like,
happening.
Like every time Hundo drinks,
No, hopefully,
fireworks in my
it probably
ears,
won't be
like-
too noticeable, but thanks for being considerate to our listeners.
We
I'll
actually
try
had
to drink less.
no, please
Stay hydrated.
Stay
Yeah.
hydrated.
I think Hunter's gonna have a beer with us before the pod's
I
over.
agree.
We'll
Maybe,
see.
maybe. So we had a guest on one time where he was like, an enthusiastic talker, like hitting on the table.
Yeah, every time he would talk, he was like,
and
making
I
his
was like, the
points.
whole time I was like, dude, these mics are gonna hear this, and like, but these stands actually take all that.
They absorb a lot of it.
You couldn't
That's
hear
what's up.
any of it,
That's awesome.
Yeah, they do.
Nice.
But yeah, man. To everybody out there, like if you gotta like expect to make mistakes in life, like that's a part of living. Like if I'm watching the Parks and Rec all over again, and the
I never
Chris
got into
guy
that.
on there, he's fucking hilarious. He's like, he's always saying this, but it's true. He's like, you never truly know who you are until you've worked through a mistake. Until you've failed, and how you handle your failures defines who
how
you
you
are.
bounce
That
back.
right there.
You know?
That right there is the illusion of confidence. Okay, if I'm talking to you and you're not confident yourself, literally, this is the illusion of confidence. It's when you're looking at someone who's like, let's say you're looking at me right now, like, man, this guy's confident. He's able to just look at the camera and just go off and talk. It's because it is literally a game of, fake it. Like, yeah, confidence is real, and once you start actually being confident, you'll feel what it feels like. But when you're looking at someone who's being confident, in your head, you're probably thinking, man, they're perfect. They're like, the way that they are able to do that is so perfect. I could never do that. I could never just get up in front of a crowd and be able to just speak my mind. But the truth is anybody could. You can, anybody can, because there's nothing special about being able to do that. And there's nothing special about the people that can do that. It's just, they know that you just do it. You just go, and even when you're messing up, you just confidently do it. It doesn't matter because everybody's human. Everybody, and even if you are sitting there and looking at somebody else, looking at them doing something goofy, or like, let's say there was like spit dripping out of my mouth right now, or like maybe I had like a pizza stain on my, who knows what it is. Something anybody can endure. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to look at that and seriously judge someone for that or whatever, it's like you've got more personal issues you've got to iron out before you're going to worry about trying to be confident. You know what I mean? Because everybody's human. And everybody's got going through the same kind of mumbo jumbo. No one's on a high horse. No one's above anybody. We're all here doing
Those
the
are
same
the people
stuff. So.
I don't like.
Exactly.
Are the people who feel entitled.
Exactly.
That like where they treat other people unfairly and like with disrespect. Like you should be doing this for me because I'm me.
Rich people.
That
What?
sort of
Excuse
attitude.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a lot of that.
I don't
for
like
sure.
Not all rich people, just,
A good percentage of them. I mean, the area I work in is a pretty wealthy part of Douglas County, and being with the public every day, you can kind of see it. Compare and contrast. Just the level of entitledness and like, well, you should probably just get out of my way. That's kind of their attitude. I come first, kind of thing, and it's. You don't see a lot of selflessness in those environments.
I was doing a quick walk in my neighborhood to go get some Red Bulls. Hit my second wind of the day, and
Red Bull.
Yeah, okay, no, but not like
Red Bull?
not the straight flavor.
Come on, bro.
Red Bull?
I like to get the tropical.
That's what you're using for energy.
The tropical.
Hundo's about to rip you a new
I'm
one.
about to come over this table
tropical
and arm wrestle you into a goddamn fruit smoothie.
or the cranberry. No, I don't do that all the time, but like honestly, a good walk will give me energy. But today was just one of those days.
How much caffeine is in a Red Bull, do you know?
I don't know, but
don't even know?
No, I'm trying to keep the point
You
here.
drink multiple Red Bulls a day?
Hundo. So I'm walking, and this person is walking toward me, and with COVID, everybody wants to keep space with each other, and like me and this person, we both go to like walk in the grass for each other, and like, oh no, I'll go this, like, it's nice to run into people like that, you know, where everyone's considerate, but it's like, you know, just people who that have that entitlement, and I do agree that the energy drinks are not that great for you, and it's better to probably,
I'm just giving you shit, man.
well, and I
make
can
me
take
feel
it
good.
because I dish it, you know, so I got to be able to take it. So broccoli or Brussels sprouts, would you rather?
Would you rather broccoli or Brussels sprouts? You hear this guy?
Which one?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with. Oh, that's a tough one, dude. Are you kidding me? Brussels sprouts is like. Bam. I'm gonna go with Brussels sprouts because I don't know though. Broccoli is just so close to my heart. Honestly, I started eating Brussels sprouts like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm like a 5-year Brussels sprout veteran, okay? And broccoli, you're looking at like 28 years of broccoli, okay? Broccoli is a little bit more versatile. I can season it with different. You could do that with.
Broccoli goes into more dishes than Brussels sprouts. Like Brussels sprouts is one of those.
Well, it's like what are the variables? Like, am I going broccoli, Brussels sprouts like last meal before I die type of shit?
Or
if, like
if you had to pick
only
one
thing I could eat for the rest of my life.
Well, no, like if you could only have.
If I choose broccoli, Brussels sprouts are non-existent now, pretty much, right? Vice versa.
Yeah, like you had to choose one, and you can make it any way you want, of course.
I gotta go with broccoli only because it's a fucking cruciferous vegetable, okay? If you guys know anything about cruciferous vegetables.
I've never even heard that word.
What?
Cruciferous?
Cruciferous.
Cruciferous.
Like you're being crucified, okay?
What does that mean?
Cruciferous. The word cruciferous. I don't know the exact definition, but it means like cruciferous, you know? Like
It's crunchy?
Like, imagine the outside of broccoli, cruciferous. Outside of cauliflower, cruciferous. Kale, cruciferous. Brussels sprouts, not necessarily cruciferous. They're round.
Or are they mushisherish?
They're more shisherish, you know?
Mushisherish.
They're not cruciferous. Cruciferous vegetables specifically are the only vegetables that contain a phytonutrient that once you eat it, it travels all the way through your gut. It makes it through the entire digestive tract system, all the way through your acids. The acids come in, they say, fuck you, phytonutrient. The nutrient says, slips right through, goes all the way down, goes to your colon. Now, this might be TMI for some of you guys, but let me fucking fill you in. Sometimes when we're talking about health stuff, you can't be worried about TMI, because if I'm going to sit here and dance around bushes and dance around rocks, how am I supposed to give you any information? So cruciferous vegetables, you've got to eat them every single day, because guess what? Every time you make a bowel movement or every time you assimilate nutrients from your bowel, guess what happens? There's a thin layer of skin on the inside of your colon or the very end of your intestine, and that thin layer of skin gets ripped off.
Why are you yelling?
Sorry, let me calm down.
It's okay, man.
That thin layer of skin gets ripped off. This sounds like a horror story, but this is what's happening to your fucking body
this is
every
getting
goddamn
wild.
day, all right? This is part of why your body has to go through massive amounts of DNA repair on a daily basis. But you need cruciferous vegetables because that phytonutrient in specific is the only phytonutrient that has the ability to combine with another, I believe it's another phytonutrient. Don't quote me on that because I'm not positive, but it's another something or other that's in your colon. They go together. It's like a key in a lock. It's like unlocks this process that rebuilds that skin.
So, what are some other cruciferous
vegetables?
Kale, broccoli, cauliflower. Those are the three
Cabbage?
main ones. There's some. I'd have to just Google cruciferous vegetables, and it
okay.
will pull up all the cruciferous vegetables. I believe there's
Interesting.
about 8 of them. Don't quote me on that either, but I'm telling you, got to eat them at least once a week.
At least once a week?
Well, at least once a week.
I think I got that covered.
Aim
Hundo.
for once a day, but if you're eating them 0 times a month or once every 6 months, you're getting such little repair on the inside of your colon. That's bad.
I
That's
need
bad
to eat
news.
my that. I can tell I need more of that.
My
Definitely get
colon
in
needs
so
some
that's
repairing.
that alone is why I got to choose broccoli over Brussels sprouts, just because they're both delicious, but broccoli offers that extra health edge. If you go to nutritionfacts.org, Dr. Greger has a video entirely dedicated to this. If you just look up cruciferous vegetables on his website, he talks about this exact process and how important it is. So look it up.
So I mean,
Do yourself a favor.
I love baked Brussels.
Editor, roll the clip. I'm just kidding.
I love baked Brussels, but like I was gonna choose broccoli anyway. But now that I know cruciferous, I'm definitely going broccoli.
Definitely going broccoli, dude.
Definitely going
Brussels
broccoli.
sprouts can get pretty savagely delicious, though.
Yeah,
I do like
they're
Brussels.
wonderful.
I was going to go broccoli for sure. This was definitely the most educational would you rather I think we've ever stepped into. And,
Glad to be a part of
now
that,
I got a
guys.
new word that I can play in Scrabble.
Glad to take that title.
Hundo's bringing that information. We knew this was going to be an educational one.
All right, so I have another would you rather. It's a little
Okay.
more. It's a little more dark and grim.
Oh, shit. All right,
Yeah.
let me get ready for
Shit's
this
going
one.
off
Let
the
me get ready
rails
for this
now.
one. Hold on. What time are we at? How much time we got left? I don't want to.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
We're good?
Yeah, we're good, man.
So would you rather lose one eyeball or lose one hand?
One hand, dude.
Lose one hand?
Fuck yeah. I'll lose a hand.
I think I want to see. So,
One eye.
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
you can
that
see,
doesn't look
but
as
it's
good.
just like,
Yeah, you can't
don't
hide that
look
either.
good. You look weird. You're looking. No offense to anybody who's got one eye out there. You know what I'm saying? But you're, well, your aesthetic value technically does go down in both cases.
Well, and then how is typing gonna work? Like how are all these?
Worried about?
How are all these other things?
One hand.
Are you a plucker?
I could go back to my plucking days.
Your plucker?
I've actually developed kind of a hybrid, so it's kind of like I make it look like I'm about to, and then I just kind of start plucking.
So can you do it with your eyes closed? Can you type with your eyes closed?
Yeah, I mean, I might not spell everything correctly.
Yeah,
but I could hit
Sometimes
I
when
could
I'm
hit
really
the keys with my eyes
when I'm
closed.
really tired at work, sometimes I'll just be like typing out an email.
Just on autopilot. Are you one of those guys that's like,
I can hit 160 words in a minute on this internet word
I think
test
I
program.
think my
that has
max
those
was
spaceships
like
that fly in and
maybe 80 words.
yeah,
Maybe.
I was
but
never
there's
good at
there's
that. Everyone was
issues.
always rubbing it in my face like, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to type. I hate typing.
yeah.
I'd rather lose a hand though, honestly, because like
Would you?
Everyone
I'm
looks
getting
at,
off
everyone,
track. I'm
Everyone
sorry.
looks at your face.
Yeah,
like,
I think I'd
like,
rather
that's the
lose a
first thing
hand.
you could.
I don't know. An
hide
eye
the
patch
hand,
is pretty fun, though.
But then
And it's funny I would say that because I'm so into lifting. You know?
Yeah.
I really need both hands.
Dude, but you could get
do.
like all the dope prosthetic shit that's
Oh,
coming out right now.
yeah, amazing things.
Like, there's some
That's
cool
true.
stuff that's
That's
happening.
true.
Like, I'm totally looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077, that game, and like,
Now, can I ask some questions here?
oh yeah, please.
If we're losing the hand or losing the eye, is it like you just lose it as it comes out, and then you have it? It's your responsibility to then maybe try and get it reattached. Or
No, it's
something?
gone.
Or like wood chipper status. Like
Yeah,
comes out,
it's gone.
disintegrated. You're no more.
Yeah, no eyeball.
It's donezo.
But I guess you could get the eye implant too.
Prosthetic
Can't
eye.
you also go blind in your other eye sometimes if you lose one eye?
I don't know.
I've heard plenty of stories of people getting damage in one eye and then it causing blindness in the other.
Really?
Actually. So
Yeah, I think
That's
I'd
tough. I
I'd rather lose a
leave
hand.
my eyes alone. You know, like I'll just wait for that prosthetic hand because
Yeah.
even if I get a glass eye, that shit's not seeing. So what's the point of that? You know.
I'd probably just wear an eye patch, maybe, and then people ask me if I'm a pirate.
So you're losing an eye?
No, I'm not saying I would lose an eye, but if I were to lose an eye, I'm saying
Like I'll lose a hand and then an eye, bitch. What's up?
if I do lose that eye, I'd wear an eye patch, because you know what what a pirate's favorite letter is.
Yeah.
R?
Nope, he's all about the
R.
sea.
Oh, I thought it was R.
He's all about the sea.
What?
Come on, man, we got to keep the dad jokes going.
I thought R was it. R.
It's what everyone thinks. That's where you get them with the sea, but you can add that to your database if you want. It was lame.
There you go. I like it.
Your
I got that one.
database. Get out of town.
Oh shit, yeah. So I'm going hand too for sure. I just hope it's not my right because I don't do well urinating with my left. But I would adapt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so.
I think I had one more, and then we'll just keep bantering about whatever. Oh yeah. This one's not really a would you rather. It's more of just like what would you pick?
Okay.
So maybe you know another language already. I don't know if you do, but if you could like know one whole language completely other than English, what would it be?
Probably this one right here. Ready? Okay, I'm just kidding. I made that up. I definitely.
I was excited. I thought that was gonna be
definitely-
something I didn't know
sorry.
about.
I don't know any
Did
other
playing
languages.
with the
I
Adam's
definitely-
apple help you tune
I
that?
definitely. There's actually this weird song that that's from that I memorized back when I was a kid, and I just can't ever get it out of my head. But
Duckushin.
Duckashin non dareko kuba jeneko duck don. I don't know why. I don't know what that means, but that's what she
Well,
says. in the song.
Dunkashin is like
You know,
thank
it's
you
like-
in German.
I think it's
Really?
like village shit. I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
It's fun to have that sort of stuff.
It is. I know. I can't. I've got that music brain, so I've got all this stuff locked in there that'll never go away. But wait, the question? What was it again?
So if you could like know one language completely other than English.
Well, the smartest answer would probably be to choose the language that's the most versatile and used in the most other countries, I would assume. Which I'm not even sure which one that would be. You know, off the top of my like
maybe
what's-
Spanish?
Yeah, that's what I would initially think, but I don't want to be
Yeah.
ignorant. To maybe
We're-
like
we're full
are you
of
kidding me? You know how many other countries speak French?
Yeah,
You know,
we're
like-
full of opinions here. We're not full of many facts.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
exactly.
You know?
Yeah. I would probably just say Spanish, just because I can make it sound the sexiest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't sound that, like, like, I don't know, like Asian, like, or Korean or something like that. Those don't sound that sexy or that, like, they don't sound that smooth.
Yeah.
To me. Spanish is smooth, man.
It is-
Like,
it
listen
is
to a
smooth.
Spanish soap opera.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah, it's great.
Maria, it's like, ooh, damn.
Yeah, it can be a little bit spicy.
I could bust that out in like a Spanish club or something. You know what I mean? Or an American
Yeah.
club, actually.
I think Spanish is probably it's going to be the go-to choice. I think other than that, I would pick Polish just because I am Polish.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know any of the Polish words.
I don't even know
Polak?
what
Is that what
Polish sounds like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my mom says
Can you
Polish
give me
words.
Can you give me like an impression, maybe?
No, I'm really bad at it.
Oh, okay.
With Polish, anyways.
okay.
I can speak a little Spanish, not much. I feel like the stuff that we learned,
Yeah,
though.
I can like read Spanish and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if
I
you
can
give
get
me-
around. Like, I went to Mexico with my girlfriend a few years ago, and I thought I was cool because I knew a couple words, but they really weren't that cool.
What, don't you know how to say like where's the bathroom?
Yeah, ¿Dónde está el baño?
Me gusta grande pompas.
You like big...
I like big
Butts.
butts and I cannot lie.
See, I would just be like, where's the mota?
I can order
I
a la hamburguesa con papas fritas,
there you
hamburger
go.
with fries.
See, I could go to Mexico. I've been to Mexico enough times and been there and just
You
done,
can wing
like,
it.
Just gringos, just slaughtering
yeah.
words out there like, "Ay, cerveza, where's the?"
They
Like,
definitely know I'm not native when I show up with that American flag hat and a
yeah.
Smith & Wesson shirt that this guy's not from around here.
yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I'm going.
Are you torn now?
Yeah, because I wanted to because we can't all choose Spanish. I mean,
I know.
that was my go-to, but like like Mandarin might be kind of nice, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't know when I would ever want to go to China or like anywhere out there.
What's the worst sounding language?
You think?
What's the worst?
Oh, I thought you said that was. The worst sounding language? Oh, I don't know. It's got to be probably...
Russian's pretty rough.
Russian's pretty rough. I don't know. Sometimes Sometimes they just sound drunk, I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
Excuse me.
like Korean, Japanese is pretty difficult to understand.
Yeah.
Or even write, for that matter.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I don't know, because I'm an American. I'm gonna say French is the worst sounding language.
You think? But if
Yeah, sounds like a
sounds kind of...
I don't know.
It sounds pompous.
But even though if it wasn't for the French, they helped America become what we are. Like if it wasn't for the French fighting the British and all that back in the day, like so we got to pay homage to the French. I'm saying, like even though like Americans have this whole thing like, oh, the French this and that, but if it wasn't for the French, like America might not be what it is.
Yeah.
Well, our neighbors up north speak it, up there in Canada.
Yeah.
True. Good point.
That's one place I haven't really done a lot of exploring is Canada. The Maples.
I have never been to Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, if I was to move
Canada.
anywhere else, it would probably be like Vancouver.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, because I went to Portland recently in the Northwest, dude.
Yeah, you
and
do like the
it's so
Northwest.
beautiful out there, man. I gotta tell you, like the vibe, the atmosphere, the oxygen, like, I loved it out there, man.
Yeah.
a lot different than the Northeast where I'm originally from. New England's old school. They still got Pilgrims parking boats. They're still dealing with old shit.
Weird.
Well, are
Yeah.
you from Colorado?
Grand Junction. Yeah.
Okay. Did we talk about that before?
I can't remember.
So he's
So we
303
got two
native.
natives in here.
Yeah, not me. I'm from
Well,
New
that's
Hampshire.
not 303. Grand Junction isn't a 303.
It's
What is
303.
it? It's not 970.
I don't even remember what the area code
Yeah.
of that little town is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, I'm from a state so small we only have one area code.
Yeah.
They don't break it up.
It was even weirder when I was born there too.
Yeah.
No, it's not as bad, but
Grand Junction's all right. It's a different vibe out there for sure. The atmosphere is different as well.
Street names like 23rd and a quarter. Like who? What the fuck? Who names the streets? Who's responsible for that?
Yeah, Grand Junction, interesting.
Someone brought me that street name as the mayor. I'd be like, no, go back.
It's an old railroad town, isn't it?
I'm not doing 23rd and a quarter. No.
Isn't it? Aren't they known for railroads? Like, wasn't that one of the major hubs of the West? Hence the Grand Junction.
That intermodal.
I mean, I don't know. I've only really driven through it. There's Palisade. They got good peaches. There's probably some other things they do.
There was an amusement park called Fun Junction.
Is it really?
There was. I don't know if it exists
Did
anymore.
you go?
But there was all the time. There was a big like rickety white roller coaster, kind of like Junction's version of Twister 2 that we have here at Elitch's.
So do you guys like, I mean, before COVID, obviously, but do you guys like going to like the fun parks and like, with the like Elitch's, like with the swimming pool and stuff there and like doing all the rides and shit?
It's not bad. Like it's been a while since I've been, so I can handle it once or twice a year. Like, go do a water park or whatever. Water park's pretty fun, but the rides are not that intense. You know what I mean? I like to, if I'm going to go look for some intense rides, Cedar Point,
dude,
Ohio,
I've been there.
Me too, brother.
Did you ride the Millennium Force?
Yes.
Dude.
I rode the Millennium Force.
That
fucking shit is, and I know there's scarier shit now, but
no, but you get up
when
there.
I was there, that was the biggest coaster they had.
Me too. In the world, it was.
Now, is this the place that has the top thrill shit?
Yes.
Dude, when you get on the top of that, people look like ants.
This fucking theme park, like, in my opinion, kind of shits on, like, Disney World and stuff, because it's like, Disney World might be big, but it's a lot of, like, kid stuff and a lot of, like, it's just a lot of, like, Cedar Point's very dense with the rides you can ride. It's like everywhere's a ride, and it's huge, and there's so many different types of rides, and every ride is like a ride you've seen in another amusement park in another state, but on steroids. It's like,
dude,
every ride
badass.
is huge. And that Millennium Force we got on, we waited so long in that line.
Me too.
We get in that thing, and my friend, right before we go, decides he wants to hop out.
No, he pussied out.
I'm like, oh man,
really? He bailed?
Yeah. And so I'm riding up this thing, and I get to the top, and I just remember feeling that thing like slowly, like felt like it was slowly swaying when we got to the top of that fucking hill, and I just looked to my left and saw all that water, and I was like, pretty sure if we tipped over, we would go straight in that like fucking ocean.
It was
like
at
420 feet high or something.
I was young when we went, like, adolescence, that sort of age, and like at the time it was the tallest roller coaster that there was, and like the line was so long for that the roller coaster that you strap in your legs hang. Like no one was in that line, and that was like the most popular one in Denver. You could never ride it, but me and my friend like just kept re-riding that one because everyone's in all these other badass roller coasters, But
you just keep going
Cedar Point, bro.
I've never been, but it's on the
100,
lit, dude.
It's on the list. I've been in Colorado now 12 years. I've never even been to Elitch's.
It's not worth it.
Never been,
especially because they got the Top Thrill dragster, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Fucking literally, it's even higher, and it like shoots you to the top.
Yeah, they say it hits like 120 before
spins
before
while
the
it goes
incline.
up and down like nuts.
I would do it. I think. I mean, I say that now, but
I'd do it.
I would probably do it. I think.
So have you done any other like adrenaline shit, like jumping out of planes?
No,
or
I haven't. Not really.
Yeah,
I would like to do some skydiving, and I do want to do a hot air balloon ride. I think, just because I've never experienced it.
That would be pretty fun. I'd feel a little better if I had a parachute in my back, though, in case something fucking happened to the fucking hot air balloon.
I can't tell if like heights make me nervous or not. I don't.
They make me. I can do heights. I got like I ain't not gonna wuss out, but when I get up there, I'm definitely thinking like, oh woo, like damn, if I fucking fell, that would be the end of me. You get that weird like balance loss thing where you're like
your equilibrium goes off. For some reason.
You shouldn't have an issue balancing, but you feel like you can't balance.
I feel like I get like vicariously nervous when I watch this movie called Aeronauts on Prime, which was about hot air balloons.
Oh, okay.
It's a crazy movie. And they end up climbing the highest elevation that any hot air balloon's ever gone to. The thing freezes and she has to climb the rope up the balloon.
Fuck that, dude.
And dude,
that's what I'm saying. Like, no, fuck. No.
And you have zero control, like the wind controls where you go.
I mean, that's alarming. I feel like, and it made me
what'd she have to do?
Very
crawl
uncomfortable.
To the top and what?
It's old school. It was like back in the 1800s when they were trying to launch the first hot air balloon to go to the highest elevation it's ever been to. And you should check it out. It's pretty good.
Defrost it? Like,
she had to go defrost it and like bang the ice off so that they could release air pressure. And you just see her climbing the side of this hot air balloon, dude. It made my feet sweat. I was a little bit nervous.
Oh my gosh, that just makes me nervous.
So I'm not normally one to get nervous on planes, but when I was flying back from Portland, I had eaten a lot of weed gummies prior because first of all I had like an injured ankle and I like wanted to sedate myself. and I'm a heavy hitter, so I had to eat a lot.
How many milligrams?
Are you like Joey Diaz level?
Like probably 60 to 80 milligrams I ate.
That's much more than I could ever handle.
It's not big dog, but okay.
Well, okay, I could take that, but I was feeling it regardless.
I was thinking you're gonna say 600 to 800.
No, I've never done that.
That's Joey Diaz
You're
level.
like sunk in the couch at that point. but the way that the plane took off, it like took off and hit that angle, and it was like doing like the curve up.
Oh yeah, where kind of flies out and has to hook.
And I usually never get nervous on planes, but like I was like looking out the window and like seeing us at that angle and climbing. Like I don't know why, it was the only time I've ever flown where I'm like, dude, I gotta look straight and close my eyes.
Bro. It is. There's weird angles that they take sometimes, and like I remember flying back. I went to a trip to Cozumel, which is a little island with my whole family.
I've been there.
Not only right before we leave, I'm watching this news thing about how there's a huge hurricane headed right for the island. And I'm like, even asked my family, I'm like, we're still going to the island, even though there's a hurricane headed right for the island? And they're like, there's a chance it could miss it.
Eye
I'm
of the
like,
storm?
okay, good. I'm glad we're going to take that chance. And so
Rolling the dice.
we fly, and like, I'm thinking, like, on our way there, my whole family's on this plane, like every last one of us. So I'm thinking, like, man, if we get wiped out, we're all fucking gone. The
family's
whole
gone.
damn family. We will all be gone, and there won't even be anybody to report that we're all gone because we're all gone. Like, holy shit! So I started getting paranoid about that, and then so we made it there. But then when we get there, like 2 days before we had to fly out, that's when shit got nasty, and the sky was like it may not have been a hurricane, but it looked like a hurricane because the weather out there. We're so used to it just coming from one end and going to the other end. The weather out there just swirls above you for freaking a whole day before it moves anywhere. It's weird.
It's wild.
So, like, when you're looking at bad weather, it's not like, oh, that bad weather is going to move that way. It's like, it's just circling above the island. And you can, like, drive to the other side of the island in, like, a matter of, like, 20 minutes. So you're just thinking to yourself, like, yeah, it probably wouldn't take very much water level rise to completely just swallow this whole island. You know what I mean? And then we're all just underwater. So I was having horrible anxiety when I was there, dude. And then on our way back, we were flying in this. We had to fly in this like a plane that could pretty much barely fit our whole family.
Yeah, see
a
the
prop
small
job?
planes, those sketch me out.
Our whole family's in this plane, and like not only that, but they did something weird when they took off, where they didn't want to climb elevation for like the first like 5 minutes. So we were like
just cruising above
ground. It
ground.
felt like the plane couldn't had trouble turning on enough to make us elevate, and we were just fucking just coasting, and the pilot was about to just be like, well, we're gonna just drop in the water. So I was just like, it was just terrifying.
Yeah, I don't like small planes. Those definitely make me the most nervous.
And like some of those, like Cozumel, like sometimes that's the only planes out there doing. They're like, we don't have commercial planes here, you know. Like,
And
it's a small.
I always wanted to ride in a helicopter, but RIP
I want to do
Kobe,
that too.
you know,
Yeah, Kobe.
That kind of changed.
See, but
my
they
mind
should have
on
never
all that.
taken off. I mean, they were advised this is these are not good conditions to lift off in, and he's the helicopter pilot was like, yeah, I got this kind of thing.
Yeah,
you
can never be too confident with shit like that, man.
Yeah, I don't think so.
especially not helicopters, because when helicopters start messing up, it's like they just start going bonkers, fucking whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, a plane, it's like a smooth, we're going down, you know, but a helicopter's like, you're like barrel rolling, and there's blades that could chop your head off right out the side of the helicopter. It's
risky.
It's like such a terrifying experience. Like, I can't remember what movie it is, but there's some like famous movie where they're out in the ice wilderness, and they gotta shove these tubes of like bright green C4 in the side of these rocks to like blow them up, and they end up getting stuck in this hole. But like when they go to, and this happens in real life too, when they go to drop those dudes off at that high of an elevation, the helicopter even has like trouble flying that high, and so the dudes can only get so close to the ground to drop them, and they gotta like drop down on ropes, and the fucking helicopter starts getting all squirrely and has to like, and I'm just
pretty wild.
like, fuck that, dude.
Yeah, I'd like to try a helicopter ride, I think.
Through helicopter.
The line operators, those guys are badass. Like the guys who fix like the electric lines, and they fly the fucking helicopter right up to it, and the dude like basically hangs out and fixes the line and shit. You're dealing with a helicopter and voltage that will kill you.
My God,
yeah.
I know, that's an entire other risk that I would never want to dive into.
That pilot's got to keep that thing steady.
Yeah.
That's the wild part. The craziest flight I was ever on, hands down, was from Phoenix, Arizona, back to Denver, coming over the San Juan Mountains. And the pilot kind of warned us. He's like, I don't anticipate a drop in air pressure, but he's like, we've been having reports of the air mass dropping coming through this area.
What does that mean? So what does that mean? Like there's like some sort of like surge that like pulls air out, or like
if elevation change happens too rapidly, the air mass will come down, because they say you can still breathe in it, but it's a safety thing, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think that was the case in this, but the air mask came down as we were turbulent.
That just freaked
coming
me out,
over,
dude.
and the lady next to me just grabbed my arm, and she was like,
A stranger?
Yeah,
Were you talking with her at all during the flight?
No, I was drinking a Bud Light, just chilling, coming back from a NASCAR race, and this shit happened. And I was like, I probably should be alarmed, I think. But everybody else seemed pretty calm.
Yeah.
So that was a crazy thing I've seen.
That's the other thing that sucks is like you can't like be proactive about your own death in a plane because you're just sitting there waiting to see if you're gonna die or not. You're just like, well,
Completely out of your control, yeah.
hopefully we're not going down. If we are going down, hopefully I live. But again, do I want to live? Because we'll probably be in the ocean where I'll be freezing and there'll be sharks that are gonna eat me alive and like who knows? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just such a bad situation.
I've always been one of those guys where it's like there's so many ways to go and it's undetermined. Like you don't know, so it's just like. If it happens to be in this plane right now, then I'll do my best to be at peace.
Yeah.
But like sketchiest landing for me was Denver to Houston. And like on the landing, the plane was like doing one of these.
That's Chicago shit
I
right
hate
there.
that, dude.
That's some Chicago landing weather.
It was a little sketch.
That is
But they landed nice. My girlfriend, she, I'm not trying to, it's okay. Everyone has their phobias or whatnot, but like she has a massive fear of like, of flying because it's unnatural. Humans aren't meant to be above the clouds. Like that's something that's unnatural.
I'll enjoy it. I do enjoy it, but I don't usually fly sober, so that helps.
Yeah.
I'm usually...
Definitely. Well, that can either help or make it a lot worse.
It can, because I usually have to urinate, and if the fasten seatbelt sign's on, I don't like to get up because I don't want to be
I
that
hate
guy.
that, having to
Everyone's
fasten a
looking at
lot.
you like, this guy's up when the fasten seatbelt sign's on.
I know.
Well, I gotta throw a whiz.
A guy
What
got
an
locked in the
asshole.
toilet one time, like because they were landing and he had to go so bad, and then the flight attendant was like, "You're gonna land in the bathroom, so be prepared." And he
that would be
just
wild.
stayed in the bathroom until we landed. That
That
was
would be
the
wild.
Houston landing, actually.
If you're just sitting on
Yeah.
the John there as the back wheels touch down, you'd probably feel that a little bit, maybe.
Like grabbing on whatever's in there and shit. So I'm told though, when you're on an airplane, you do not want to drink any of the water
Really?
that's on the airplane because how do they clean out those what do you call it again? Like the freaking area where they hold the water.
Yeah.
What the hell is that called again?
Probably just the water holding area, maybe.
The water compartment. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
water
yeah.
reservoir.
but here's the thing.
The reservoir.
Yeah. The
Hundo,
reservoir tank.
Hundo came with it. Yeah, but like they don't clean that out. So like
but dude-
when they offer you water, like
No.
just try not to drink it.
My
it's
experience is
bottled water,
it's either
is it?
bottled or canned.
Unless you're just like, I'm fucking thirsty, and you're just drinking out of the sink in the
in the
fucking-
bathroom. Like,
Yeah, splashing, slurping it up. Yeah, probably don't want to do that. But
Unless you're
if
trying
you
to boost
order
your
a
immune
water,
system.
I've always had them bring me
exactly.
a bottle or a can of water. But
Yeah.
who's kidding who? I'm not ordering water on planes. It's beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they don't offer that anymore. Like,
What do you mean?
With the COVID,
Oh, yeah.
they're not offering much. Like maybe sparkling water, but that's it.
Did everybody on your plane ride from Oregon have masks on?
Yes, and Southwest was doing it right. They had the middle seat open for everybody, so it was only two people per that side.
That's typical,
And
I thought.
See,
Yeah,
it's one thing to go on a 2-hour plane ride, 3-hour
Yeah.
plane ride, and even then you're like, fuck, I gotta fucking either sleep or I gotta make sure I got a movie to watch or even then I'm gonna be uncomfortable the whole time. I'm gonna be bored.
because you're tall, man. So
Yeah, it sucks. And then you get people that are like, yeah, going to see my family next week. Got a 25-hour plane ride, and I'm like, how do you do that?
It's too much.
It's one
wouldn't
thing
be
to
able
be
to do
like,
it.
I'm gonna just endure through this, but you could you sleep twice. You could sleep 2 full nights, and you're still on that plane.
yeah,
and you
I'll pull a
haven't,
Drake and take some Xanax.
Like something. You have to go to
Yeah.
a different dimension while you're on a plane that long because that's
That's too long.
Unreal.
I've
don't
never
know how
done that.
people do that.
I usually, Denver to back home, Boston, Manchester. That's the
Especially
longest
as
I'm on
a
a
flight
plane.
attendant, getting told
Oh,
that,
yeah.
hey, you're on the 25-hour flights. It's like,
That's brutal.
This job is not worth it. No way. F that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be a flight attendant. I don't think
Screw that.
that's a pretty difficult job.
I know, right?
Yeah, and I mean those companies are suffering right now.
Big time.
So like during the COVID, you've been doing a lot of working out 7 days a week. What are some other? Because I know you're into like the conscious, unconscious, the spotlight conscious. What was the other one? It
All
was,
the woo woo wee woo wow woo
yeah.
shit.
So what have you been? What are some other things that you've been doing to maintain a strong mentality?
Well, that's interesting. That's probably kind of a complicated question. I mean, I'd say I'm just doing things that I'm used to doing, especially if any year is good to strengthen up your mental. It's this year, there's so much going on. It should just let you know you got to be prepared for anything, and you shouldn't overreact to anything. You should only respond. Don't react, respond, okay? Because reacting doesn't help you.
Yeah,
It's
be
usually
proactive, not reactive.
Exactly. It's it's all based on emotion. You don't want to do that. You want to think logically about things, and that's always, I've definitely found myself in the past. Let's see, since we've done our last podcast, I found myself in different periods of maybe not feeling the best, right? Not feeling as motivated, not feeling. That's mainly the main thing I'd say is not feeling motivated, because when you're not feeling motivated, you got to rely on discipline. That's why discipline's better than motivation. It's because discipline, you do something whether you feel like it or whether you don't, and then that way you get it done, and the results come no matter what. But if you're relying on motivation, you've got to be motivated all the time, and you have to have constant sources of motivation and stuff. So I'd say one thing I always remember is just, sometimes in life, if you're getting down or you're feeling down, like, it's fine. It's not even that big of a deal. Like, everything's on a cycle, like even when you're happy and things are going great, it's like, there's always going to be stuff that comes up that you have to deal with, and stuff that doesn't quite work out to your advantage or the way you had planned it in your head. So I think it's just, I haven't really been doing any meditating per se or anything like that, but you got to kind of take on that mindset of just, deal with things as they come on a day-to-day basis. Do your best to try and constantly improve your health, because your physical health is going to reflect on your mental health, and you can have a strong mental health, but if you're not physically taking care of yourself, if you're not waking up and drinking water, and not only drinking water when you wake up, but drinking enough water throughout the day, eating enough fruits and vegetables, making sure you're eating cruciferous vegetables, making sure that you're getting enough glucose energy throughout your body, unless you're on a keto diet. If you're on a keto diet, do your thing. Make sure you're getting enough, ketones, getting enough fat energy. Point is, take care of yourself physically. It'll help you take care of yourself mentally. So
Yeah.
I'm always working on my physical fitness, because that's what helps with discipline. If you're always pushing yourself, even if you're a tennis player, a golfer, even sports that have less physical activity than gymnastics or football or weight training, you practice that sport or you practice that hobby with 100% attention. Do everything in your life with 100% attention. Don't half-ass anything. Give it your all. Even if it's something that you don't feel like doing or you don't want to do, get in the habit of giving everything your all the time. That's just the best way to live life, and that's just what's going to keep you the happiest, because you always want to be, getting results in every area of your life, no matter what it is, And you're not always going to feel motivated. Not always going to feel good. Even
So expect there to be
ups and downs, but you be strong. You gotta durate everything that comes your way. Because this year is just showing everybody that sometimes there's just crappy stuff we got to deal with.
Yeah.
And there's no other option but to prevail, because
Adapt and overcome.
the saying of, only the strong survive is unfortunately very true.
Yeah.
It is true.
A lot of these cliches exist for a reason, people.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're seeing it front and center right now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I agree with all that, man. And dude, so I was getting into a good walking habit, but then I messed up my ankle. It's been 6 weeks. I'm finally able to walk a mile without major pain.
Nice.
And dude, I swear, I'm the heaviest I've ever been in my life, and that has probably played into my attitude to a certain extent. I 100% agree with that. But, I kind of counterpoint what you're saying. I've always been about my mentality, be optimistic. And that's helped me through being lackadaisical with my body and not moving as much, So it's I guess you just have to find, what it more fits your style and everything. And just, but the whole, give everything 100%. Because sometimes before I would go to work in the office, I would listen to a motivational video or something prior. And that's true, man. It's a dedication to something. It's a commitment to something. And even if you're not feeling it that day, to still get it done, you're going to feel better at the end of the day.
Exactly. And oftentimes it's just overthinking. Overthinking is honestly, it's your brain's kryptonite, because the more intelligent you get, the easier it's going to be for you to overthink, because there's more variables for you to think about. You're going to start thinking about the past. You're going to start thinking about the future when you should be thinking about the present moment. And you might find yourself, even someone like me, who's very motivated and very disciplined, you still find yourself in moments in time where you're feeling like, man, what is the point of all this? Like, I know I've got to do this and do that, and I'm doing good, and I got to keep doing my stuff, but man, I'm just tired of doing all this. And the truth is you're just overthinking. And if someone were to come behind you and tie your arms up and tie your legs up and put duct tape over your mouth, all that stuff you were thinking about would very quickly fade away, and all you'd be able to think about is how you just want to be able to move again and breathe again. And that would help you simplify your thought process, and that's what you need to do without somebody actually tying you up and putting duct tape over your mouth. Is you need to say, whoa, hold on. This is just all ridiculous. Like, I'm just going to stop thinking about everything and be thankful that I'm here, moving, breathing, and I have the ability to go access clean water.
Exactly.
I'm,
reduced
at the end of the day,
man.
if you think about every living thing on this planet, human or animal, numbers wise, it's a numbers game. You are in the top 10% of living things on the planet. And not only that, but you're in the U.S. And a lot of people would say, the U.S. isn't a great place to be able, you're still in the U.S. You're in a, first world country. These are first world problems. You need to simplify your thinking, go for a walk, drink some water, have some exercise. And that's what exercise is great for, is pulling you out of your mind and into your body.
Yeah.
That's why exercise is always good, is because you're just constantly in your body and not in your mind. Because it's easy to be in your mind, guys. It's really easy to be in your mind. Even when you're
overthinking shit.
Even when you're pulled from your mind into your body and you're really into your body, it's not a task to quickly, start elevating back into your mind. So
Yeah. I need to start applying some of that because I've been in that rut. Work's been hectic, podcast every week. I'm constantly on the run, and I lose touch with that sometimes, and I do lose sleep at night. The mind wanders. But anytime I can, get outdoors and separate that, I do feel the results. We got Sober October coming, which is typically our fitness month. We got to get back on it, man, because this quarantine beer belly.
Exactly.
It's not working, bro. I got to get rid of it.
Exactly. It's easy to
I've been trying to stretch out this large shirt. Like, before we start recording, I'm all like in here, like, bro, this camera is putting extra weight, But like, that's the thing though. Like, I've accepted that, and it's because like my injury and also my eating and drinking habits, and like it's nothing worth beating myself up over. Like, because I still have control. I can still make a change. I still have the power to do something different, So even if you are struggling with something and you have something that's kind of holding you back and holding you down, just take a moment to get out of that mindset. Just give yourself the favor to elevate outside of yourself and be like, you know what? Sure, I got that going on, but like you said, all these other things are also happening, and I could tap into that, So that's super important.
No one got anywhere overnight.
Yeah,
you're looking, you're out, you're you're constantly looking at people and thinking, dang, they're just there. They just got there. It's like, sometimes people progress pretty quickly.
They were born there.
But for the most part, you're not seeing the process, the long process people usually endure before they finally reach a fruitful point of satisfied with their results. So it's a daily process, day in and day out. So you just got to be consistent. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You know what I mean?
True.
You just got to hang in there, in that race.
That's it, man. Very relatable. That applies to my daily life. So there's things I gotta do better, I think. Physically, mentally. It's like I said, it's easy to get caught up in that just day-to-day hustle and
exactly. We all
lose
do.
track of that shit.
I'm not perfect either. I'm a fitness guy, but there's still tons of stuff I got to work on, tons of stuff I can improve on, And it doesn't matter how good you get. You should know what you're accomplishing, be proud of what you're accomplishing, but always try to look for what you could be improving on,
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, no one's on a pedestal, no one's better than anybody else. I might have had more time to put into my specific craft, but that doesn't mean anything other than I've had more time to put into that craft. And,
That's it. Yeah. Why settle for less when more can be obtained,
Exactly, guys. I agree.
Own it. You got to own it.
I agree.
Oh yeah. Hashtag own that.
Oh, absolutely. Hashtag own that.
That shit. Did we ask
Dude,
you what your hashtag is?
Do you have a hashtag?
I got some hashtags. HUNDO is my
Well, like if you were to have like a hashtag to explain like your mentality and you as a being, like what, or
hashtag Ben Frank.
Dead Prez.
Because you know why? Because I've been Frank for a long time. Okay.
All right.
I've always been frank.
He has been pretty frank.
I
I'll give
keep
him
it
that.
100, okay? I'm Hundo. Ben Frank.
Hell yeah, man.
That is awesome. And if you guys aren't following Hundo on social media, well, you need to be because,
That's right.
as you can see, it's constant entertainment. I love pulling up Instagram and seeing what the hell Hundo's doing.
That's right, guys.
We're always excited to have him in studio, man. You know, he's always bringing some good energy, some good insight. It's always good to sit down and do a podcast with you, brother.
I agree.
Hell
Anytime
yeah.
you guys want me here, I'm here.
Oh,
yeah.
you're coming back. Where this is a friendship, you know, a biz ship, a
I
business
agree. I
friendship.
agree.
And I'm gonna say it again, and we got to do a song together, man. Because listening to you talk about doing music gives me FOMO like a motherfucker.
Right?
It does, dude.
All right.
I'm like, fuck.
You got to get back in it, dude.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I gotta get back
Why
at
don't you
that.
whip me up? Why don't you whip up a little beat, a little original? Since I know you got that producing going.
Oh, yeah. I think the next
Whip
time
something
Hundo's
up,
on.
dude. Come up with an idea and then just hit me with it, and I'll write to it, and we'll get it going, dude.
Hell yeah, I'm about it.
So until that gets accomplished, once that's accomplished, Hundo comes back on and we play it for the listeners and we assess
That's
it.
That'd be fun.
right. That's right. Let's do it. I'm
That'd be
down.
fun.
All right, that's
That'd be fun.
out there now. You guys got to hold us accountable to it. Hold
I'm
them
into
accountable.
it. I'm into it.
We're gonna do it. So what was it? It's been what, about 8-9 months since you were here last. So
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
we'll probably be talking maybe in the wintertime. You know, you'll be back here for episode, I don't know, 82 or something
Yeah,
along those
we're
lines.
gonna keep it going.
But in the meantime, you know, again, you want to plug all your where everybody can find your music, your socials, all that.
Absolutely. YouTube. Let's start there. Search Hundope. It's basically Hundo with PE on the end. So if you search Hundope, that'll pull up my channel. That's got all my videos. You can subscribe. I've got vlogs, health tip videos. So many different videos on there, you can get lost. That's why I've got playlists.
Hundope.
I've got a playlist in specific titled Hundo Songs. That has about 70 songs on there that have music videos. If you guys like that visual representation. But if you're just looking to maybe check out some of the music, there's SoundCloud, and you just type in Hundo, but you type in Hundo with a 0 on the end instead of a O.
Okay.
And then Instagram, Planet Hundo, just one word, all lowercase, Planet Hundo. Those are probably my three main platforms. Obviously, I'm on Twitter and stuff like that at Hundope, and I'm on TikTok, Planet Hundo. Stuff like that. But as far as my content, I would definitely follow my Instagram, my YouTube. Those are my two main forms of content outlet. And I've got a lot of stuff that I've been working on behind the scenes, planning on putting these videos out, music videos, vlogs, as well as informational videos. So stay tuned for that, guys. And, you know, I really appreciate the audience and you guys tuning in.
Hell yeah.
And I'm
Excellent.
excited to see what we have to bring in the future. I'm excited to see what kind of gains and health gains you guys can make. You know what I'm saying? With my help. What if you guys need my help? Let me know. I'm here to help you. Okay, I'm serious. I'll help you. I'll answer questions. Just hit my.
And I'll tell you, man,
Hit my
you
line.
got a good positive energy.
You do.
This ain't a facade. You know, you can tell this dude is genuine. I'm gonna say it. You already know. Let's believe and achieve our goals, people. Let's make this happen. We gonna keep it cracking.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
You know, we let a rip tater chip every week. We go out there and hashtag own it. Let's continue to be good to ourselves. You know, times are crazy right now, but there's a lot of positive that can be found in it. And let's focus on the good times. Focus on what drives you, motivates you. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy this beautiful ride. And man, I love sitting down here every Wednesday. It's just so cool to be able to sit across this table with great, insightful people and get motivated. And it's terrific. It really is. I feel very fortunate to be here and very fortunate to have the support and the listeners that we do. You guys already know. Be sure to follow us. All social media platforms, discussioncombustion.com. We're everywhere.
Yeah. Like and subscribe, people. We're going to be coming back at you next week, episode 59. We may be a solo episode. We may have a guest. We don't know
never
yet.
know.
We're going to hit you with it, though, regardless. And let's just finish out the week strong like we always do.
Let's do it.
If you
Hundo,
want, I can end it with a little performance if you want. One of my songs. A little quick 1 minute verse.
Yeah?
get it.
Let's do it.
We're going to end things a little differently this week.
I got it.
Let's do it.
Should be original too, so you don't get copyrighted or anything like that.
Oh, perfect. Always looking out. That's good.
That's
We don't
right,
need
guys.
any pending litigation.
Yeah, please no.
So
Exactly.
that should be good.
Let's do it. See if it'll load here.
Glad that dog stopped barking outdoors.
Dude, I don't know if you guys heard
Yeah,
that.
if any
dog was wild.
If any listeners heard that, there was a dog outside the studio. It's gone now, but it probably didn't pick it up on the mics.
Like 30 minutes it went.
So, just another obstacle to overcome.
Dude, it's part of it. I would actually, if you had a beat, I would do a freestyle with you.
Okay.
Oh, are we going wild like
I'm,
this?
I'm
That's
just
what's
saying.
up. That's what's
I
up.
would.
I'll just operate the cameras, I guess.
I can. You're the guest, so you have the spotlight. I'll give that to you, so
Sounds
you could
good.
run what you want.
This is
right
a
here.
DCPC first right here, guys. I mean, usually we release these exclusive. This is part of episode 58.
This would be exclusive. That's awesome. I am. My phone's struggling to connect to the internet.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
this basement's
There's
tough.
a lot of soundproofing down here. You know, the viewers can't see, but it restricts all Wi-Fi and shit and phone calls, and it's difficult.
You just want to do a quick acapella, free?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right,
Here we go.
I'll start us off. Acapella, sitting with my fellas, we be chilling in and up the episode. You know, we just wrecked it, dog, and we got Hundo in the studio. Oh, and we do it so fun. We just run with the conversation. Yeah, we come up with dumb stuff for you to listen to. It's fun. Yeah, baby boo, what you up to?
Yeah, you already know that you want none. Doing this podcast, we do it for fun. You know, we doing this shit. Combustion, we're gonna get this discussion. You know, get Hundo, we's on fast. You know, I'm bringing that info to the podcast. You know, I got this shit and I'm on cash. You know, I'm about to get this and I'm on glass because I'm ready to break. Ready to get this, ready to shake. Ready to do this and you know I'm ready to bake. Ready to go. Ready to make anybody go flow. Ready to go. You know, I'm already ready to be your bro. Yo, go.
Giving that energy simply, got it in my entity. I gotta be busting simply, cause it's article in your month particle, and you know that I gotta rip it apart like I oughta do. Motherfucker, I learned this way back in school, and I gotta do it like I always want to, and this is something that ain't new, it's just something that's been on one. This is practice, and we got something to say. Yeah, we got something to play. Yeah, we got something, honey, got something to gain.
yeah.
And you know that we got something to gain.
Yeah, you already know we love what you do and we appreciate you all watching on YouTube. Let's get it. Hell yeah.
That was fantastic.
Hell yeah, guys.
That was fantastic, guys.
That was fun,
What
man.
a great way to end
That
episode
was
58.
even better. It was destiny that didn't work because then we were able to do that. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad I was able-
Acapella,
I'm
acapella
so glad that
podcast into
That's right.
the into
That
the
was sick,
discussion.
dude. I pulled the
Combust.
rapper out of the deep, dark depths.
Bro, it's
that we
always
just-
there. I've never shown this.
Oh,
on the
yeah,
show.
watch
MC,
out. Oh,
MC,
he's got it
the mic on the
tatted.
chest,
Oh,
baby.
shit.
A lot of firsts tonight.
It's part of this person, man.
That's
Man.
That's why I get that FOMO so hard, bro. I'm like, I'm missing out on
It was
doing
like
this
it
shit.
comes
Damn.
like, it's coming out of me.
It's just a little bit bigger because the extra, fat flub I got. But
All right,
Everything
dude.
came together.
You're just bulking right now, dude. It's all right.
Yeah.
That's just how you look when you bulk. You'll enter cutting season soon. You know.
hell
Get
yeah,
tightened
man.
up.
Well, I'm looking forward to the collab.
That was
Always
awesome,
a pleasure
gentlemen.
having you on, man.
Yeah, this earlier today when I was talking with Hundo on social, he's like, tonight's gonna be an episode to remember, and I think we've established that.
Absolutely.
We had a lot of
I think
firsts
so,
tonight.
boys. I
You
think
know,
so.
if you guys were just listening, you missed out. Go over to YouTube and watch it because it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. A lot of fun sitting here with you guys.
Absolutely, guys.
All right, man. We'll
lot
see you
of
next
fun.
time. Woo!